إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
أحمده سبحانه وتعالى وأشكره وأتوب إليه وأستغفره وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله الداعي إلى الحق المنقذ بإذن ربه من الضلال صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه طيبين الطاهرين والغر الميامين وعلينا معهم أجمعين بمنك اللهم وكرمك وجودك يا أكرم الأكرمين ويا أجود الأجودين ويا أرحم الراحمين. أما بعد عباد الله، يقول سبحانه جل شأنه في محكم تنزيله: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وشاورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله هو الذي أيدك بنصره وبالمؤمنين وألف بين قلوبهم لو أنفقت ما في الأرض جميعا ما ألفت بين قلوبهم ولكن الله ألف بينهم. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وعلى الذين اتبعوهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. الحمد لله وكفى، صلوات الله وسلامه على محمد المصطفى وعلى آله أهل الصفا والوفا وبعد. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the one whose oneness is not negotiable, whose purity is absolute, who is absolute in mind, absolute in knowledge, absolutely. I bear witness that He alone deserves to be worshipped, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His messenger and His apostle. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the one that is chosen to call to truth, the path of truthfulness. And he is the one, by the name of his Lord, who is chosen to liberate and save people from error and from misguidance. May Allah bless him and give him peace, including members of his household, his faithful companions, those who follow the guidance that he brought until the day of Qiyamah. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to include you and I among those who will eternally benefit from the pure message of the Prophet of reality, the leader of mankind, our leader and patron Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, not only in the life of this world, but in the hereafter. Brothers and sisters in Allah's deen, Allah has revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the Quran that which is true, that which is real, and that which will stand the test of time. Each passing day is a testimony to the fact that there is nothing like the Quran. There is no manuscript, there is no revealed book that is still existing that is comparable to the Quran. The truth contained in the Quran are eternal. They have continued to stand the test of time, and every day science is, validating some of the truths that are just being recently discovered. One of the principles that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Prophet with is the fact that you have to rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything, particularly as it relates to the guidance that He has sent. That is the true guidance. There is no doubt about it. Look at what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah. He said, Alif Lam Mim. Alif Lam Mim. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. See, he said, this book, لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. There is no doubt, don't doubt it. There is no doubt in this book. No doubt about it. The truth are eternal. It is not a guesswork. And it continues to manifest not only in science, not only in technology, but also in politics, in sociology, in history, in anthropology. You will continue to, decipher the truth of the Quran in our everyday life. Today, I want to talk about what is called at-tawakkul, reliance on Allah, which a lot of people have misunderstood. They think if you are reliant on Allah, you ignore all the other causes. No, this is not what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to do. I want to refer you to the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is urging, work. You have to work. You have to work hard. It is when you work that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will witness your work. The people will witness your work. The Prophet will be a witness to it. And then you can expect the reward. Islam abhors laziness. Islam encourages thoroughness and hard work in everything that we do. Brothers and sisters in Islam, this verse, the verse that I read at the beginning of this khutbah, is about governance, is about policy, is about administration. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Imran, verse 159, he says, وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْعَامِ, and consult them in affairs of mutual concern to you. Don't be dictatorial. Widen the net of consultation. Consult others. Wisdom is absolute to Allah alone. No one knows it all. No one has it all. No one has seen it all. It is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows it all. Who has all? Who has it all? Who has seen it all? Who knows surprises? That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No surprises can catch him unawares. Tabaraka wa ta'ala. This is what Allah is revealing to the Prophet ﷺ, and it is the basis. They say, Al-Adlu Asas al-Mulk. Al-Adl. Justice is the foundation of kingdoms, countries, of governance, of goodness, of happiness, of tranquility. Justice. Without justice, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself has said, إِنِّي حَرَّمْتُ الظُّلْمَ عَلَى نَفْسِي فَجَعَلْتُهُ بَيْنَكُمْ مُحَرَّمٌ فَلَا تَظَالَمُوا إِنِّي حَرَّمْتُ الظُّلْمَ عَلَى نَفْسِي. I have made injustice, forbidding for myself. That is Allah. That is Allah, who has created all of us, who has all power, who has said about himself, La yus'alu amma yaf'al. No one can ask me. No one can query me, Allah. Why did you do this? La ilaha illallah. No one can query Allah, yet he is just. He said, Inni haramtu dhulma ala nafsi. I have made injustice forbidden for myself. وَجَعَلْتُهُ بَيْنَكُمْ مُحَرَّمٌ. And I've made it forbidden even for you, among you. Don't act unjustly. Don't treat one another unjustly. Allah therefore is asking you, the path to justice is first consult. And he has explained in the Quran the process of consultation. The Prophet has explained the process of consultation. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to crown it, he said, فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ. After consultation, of course, what we are taught by Islam is when there is consultation, you bring your opinion. But don't insist on your opinion, because that your opinion may be the reason for the destruction of that government, of that community, of that family, of that town, of that continent. That is your opinion. You do not know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide you in the truth. It will be the most significant person among you. It could be the youngest person in that community. It could be the most inexperienced person. And I want to tell you a life story. Once back at home, we're traveling between Lagos and Ibadan. And we got to somewhere around the Ogere area. For those of you who have not forgotten home completely, you still remember the Ogere area. We are approaching the Ogere area. That is the second toll gate, if you still remember. And of course, we had a problem with the bus that we're traveling in. One of the tires not only removed, but the bolts and the nuts also removed. So we had extra tire, but we have lost all the bolts and nuts. So we had a problem. We could not go forward. The car was working perfectly. And we were standing there for more than 10 minutes. We didn't know what to do. We were thinking, once we are almost in Shagamu. So maybe some of us will go to Shagamu and get bolts and nuts. Then there was a madman on the other side. And he was crossing. Ostensibly, he was coming towards us. We had mixed feelings. We don't know exactly what is going to happen. But before he got to us, he paused. And he said, you people are mad. You people are mad. Why don't you remove one nut from each of the 3 tires? Wallahi, we never thought about it. That is wisdom coming from a madman. It can come from anyone. So when you are in the process of consultation, no thought is stupid. Allow everyone to make contribution, don't make it rowdy. However, Islam tells us there is a time to consult and there is a time to decide. Consultation is not open-ended. It's not forever. And don't insist. It is because they don't take your opinion. That is why they get the kind of results, negative results that they are getting. No. It might be that your opinion would have brought destruction. There was a battle in which the Prophet participated and the Sahaba participated. So they got prisoners of war. And they were deciding, what do we do to these prisoners of war? And some people said, we should kill them and burn them. Others said, no, the Prophet has not taught us. They know this war, anything is allowed in war. This is what situation. They could not decide. So they, finally agreed to take the prisoners of war to Medina. And when they got to Medina, they should consult the Prophet about what to do with them. Now, it is usual of the Prophet that when they bring matters, they will ask, okay, what did you discuss? And they were discussing, you know, they were telling the Prophet, some people suggested this, some people suggested this. The Prophet said, if you had followed the suggestion of those who said you should kill them and burn them, all of you will have burnt in fire ultimately, eventually. If you had agreed, don't harm them, don't kill them. All right. Allah now said, وَإِذَا أَتَمْتَ, when you have come to a decision. There could be two ways. You can have decision. You can have consensus. You can have unanimity. You can have unanimous decision. In Allah, Allah is with the Jama'ah, and you can have consensus. If you have consensus, it means some people agree and some people disagree. Then you take the majority. If it is not a matter about which Allah and His Prophet have ruled. But if it is a matter about which Allah and His Prophet have ruled, by this we mean, if it is a matter that we have injunctions in the Quran or the Hadith, you don't have an opinion. And it is unlike Muslims. When they say, in fact, it is in a verse of the Quran, مَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنًا إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَمْرًا أَنْ يَكُونَ لَهُمُ الْخِيَرَةُ. It does not befit, it does not behove, it is not correct, it is unbecoming of those who say we believe in Allah and His Prophet, when Allah and His Rasul have decided on a matter, for them to have a choice, for them to have a contrary opinion. No, they should not. What behoves them is for them to say, we hear and we obey. Sami'na wa ata'na wa ilayka al-masir. We hear and we obey, and to you is our ultimate return. Brothers and sisters in Allah's deen, more often in our society, we degenerate into unnecessary arguments. We even query Allah. We question the Prophet. Even those of us who don't know about the Quran, who don't know about the Hadith, whether you call yourself Afar or you call yourself layman, those of us who are not really knowledgeable, we query Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet. Some people will say, yes, that was in the olden days. No, if it were now, what time? Maybe if the Prophet were around, if the Prophet were alive, he would have looked at it differently. You can't be wiser than the Prophet. You don't know what prophethood is all about. Because everybody today says they are prophet this, prophet that. It is not that kind of rubbish prophet. It is not the kind of prophet that will say he was drinking tea and God came to the table to come and share tea with them. And he said, Father, say yes. He said he put 2 cups of tea on the table. And suddenly, one cup, he discovered that 1 cup is empty. And he said, and God said, yes, it is me. So, this is not the kind of prophet we say. You see, proof of prophethood is not only spiritual, it's physical. There was a man in Mecca in that time. You see, this was one of the tests that was put to the prophet. He was the strongest man. Nobody had ever wrestled him. Nobody had ever wrestled him. He was, the undisputed champion in wrestling that time. And the Meccans, the way they are, they now said, okay, we have another test for you. If you are truly sent by God, can you wrestle this man, this champion? If you can wrestle him and you can win him, we will agree that you are a prophet. The Prophet accepted the challenge. The physique of the man is intimidating, and the record is the knockout. The Prophet took the challenge. In fact, the Sahaba themselves were apprehensive. They said, this is not going to bring disgrace to us, but so that they themselves will know that prophet is not joke. Is not chicken and chips. Prophethood is for real. The Prophet ﷺ accepted his challenge, and you know this is what will excite a lot of people when they gathered, you know, to see the march and establish the truthfulness or the falsehood of the prophet of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They never expected the surprise they got. The prophet not only lifted him up off his feet, but the prophet sallam, you know, pushed him down to such a manner that he could not stand up. Because when someone is the prophet of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala zadahu bastatan fil ilmi wal jism. It is not just that Allah would inspire and will give knowledge. No, not only intellectual knowledge, not only spiritual insight, but also physical strength. That's why you know, you remember the story of Talut in the Quran, you know, and Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam in the Quran. This is a story about which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was making reference. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala said, Inna Allah zadahu bastatan fil ilmi wal jismi. Because they said, why should, even if you want to appoint prophets among us, why should you appoint Talut when Jalut was there? Jalut was the Goliath that you all read about. And there was Talut, the poor man. And Allah decided that he wanted to, you know, make Talut. In Allah, they say, you have made this, what? Is the most wretched among us? No. You are looking at him like that. When we call someone a prophet, it's not just an ordinary person. That's what happened. And that's the proof of prophecy. What we are saying is that you don't argue with Allah, especially whatever He has decreed in the Quran. So now the lesson of tawakkul relies on Allah to go beyond, I want to buy car, I rely on Allah. I want green card, I rely on Allah. If you rely on Allah, you want green card, you don't go through the processes, you are in trouble. You are deceiving yourself. Go and be saying from now till eternity, and just sit there. Don't make effort. Don't file papers. Don't establish what you are supposed to. It is not going to happen. We must realize, brothers and sisters in Islam, that the way we approach our religion is not the right way. That is why we lack growth. We must unite between tawakkul and the asbab. Everything Allah has created with asbab, there are causes. It is not haram to plan. It is not haram to evaluate. It is not haram to review. It is not haram to change. You have a constitution. For instance, it's just a mere guide. It does not replace the Quran and the Sunnah. The day you discover that there are things there that are not working for your earthly life, you change it. What you cannot change is the Quran. What you cannot change are authentic ahadith. Don't say this is the way Allah has created me. Some people say, no, you know, Allah has created me. You know, I must eat 5 times a day. Allah has not created you to eat 5 times a day. It is gluttony that is the problem. Some people say, well, you know, Allah just created me to be angry, but Allah created anyone to be angry. You have to retrain yourself. You have to go for anger management training. Some people say, well, you know, my heart is big, but you know, the only problem is that me, I cannot ignore beautiful women. Wallah, Allah has not created you like that. You are the one who created yourself like that. So you must make efforts. وأن ليس للإنسان إلا ما سعى وأن سعيه سوف يرى ثم يجزاه الجزاء الأوفى. It is that which you earn that you will be rewarded with. We must make efforts. We must work hard. We must plan more carefully. We must be thorough in our execution. We must not be lazy. You see, one of the prayers of the Prophet is Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-'ajzi. You know what ajzi is? Powerless. Like you feel so powerless. You feel you cannot, you know, perform better. You feel you cannot achieve set goals. You feel a particular powerlessness, you know, ruins individuals and destroys nations. There is no one who starts powerful. No. It is from weakness to strength. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. And Allah recognizes your struggle. So I want to ask today, where are you? Where do you hope to be? As individuals, as a Jama'ah, as a family. Where do you hope to be? Plan, aim, then rely on Allah. Take advantage of technical knowledge. Take advantage of expertise. And then rely on Allah. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our iman. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our knowledge, to give us commitments. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to empower us, to make the attainment of excellence in all good things very easy for us. I pray for this country that has welcomed all of us. May Allah guide its leaders to that which is right and proper. May Allah make justice easier for them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for them to be more committed to the cause of the average American and everybody. Because there is no way I will not pray for my own country, our dear great Nigeria, that Allah has blessed so much with everything. Like He has said, وَمِن كُلِّ مَا سَأَلْتُمُوهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. For everything that we have asked, Allah has given it to us. What is it that we lack in Nigeria? Nothing except good intention, except good management, except good leadership. Those are all that we lack. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not been unjust to us, because what more can we ask for? We have the land, we have the men, we have the brain, we have the strength, we have the resources, we have the everything. Management is our challenge. Oh Allah, please lift us out of this powerlessness. Empower us, empower our leaders, give them the ability for empathy, and grant us success. I pray for you as individuals who have come to pray. May Allah bless each and every one of you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your prayers. Allah grant your requests. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. Sincere servants of Allah, Allah has commanded justice. You must be just. Be just in everything. That is closest to being pious. You have to be just. But ihsan, then over and above justice, you must be righteous. Justice without righteousness, well, it's just part of the story. You can't no bird can fly with just one wing. The two of them will have to be coordinated. If you are just but you are not pious, then you have not gotten it. You are missing the point. You have not gotten it yet. You are missing the point. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, let your charity begin at home. You are how your family reflects you to be. Be kind to your family. Be good to them. Spend on them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide for you. What is fasha? Is sexual recklessness. Fasha is actually zina. Allah said, don't do zina. Well, munkar, whatever it is that you will not accept, don't do it for others. Well, but go away from plotting the downfall of anybody. Because you know you are digging, you could fall in it. You could be the one that will eventually fall into. The Yorubas have an adage. They say, Tembangbe to phone hard. Nítorí pé bí òun fara rẹ̀ bá jìn síbẹ̀, ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ ló lè jìn síbẹ̀. So ẹsẹ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ abẹ́ ọlọ́run lágídá, ọlọ́run sá sàlékún dáadáa fún wa, sàlékún gbígbàdúrà fún wa, ọlọ́run dákun abẹ́ ọ gbogbo nǹkan tí ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wá dé ìlú yìí, ọlọ́run dákun mọ́ta ṣe fún wa ti dáadáa, ọlọ́run ti dáadáa fáwa náà, ọlọ́run dákun abẹ́ ọ bí àbùkátà wa síkà ìrúbà wa, abẹ́ ọlọ́run ọba ọlọ́lá gíga, gbogbo ẹni tí ara ní ọba àṣẹ̀kù fún wọn, gbogbo ẹni tí bí ń pa káàkiri ayé, àwọn kan ń bẹ wọn ò rí náà tán, àwọn kan ń bẹ wọn ò lè tó wọn bá ṣe kírun yìí, tó ń bá ń lọ kírun wọn ó di káfàní wọn sí ẹ̀yìn ni, káfàní aṣọ tó máa fi di òkú wọn ó di, torí wọn mọ̀ yìí pé àwọn lè máa kírun lọ kí bọ́ọ̀mù ó dún gbà, ọlọ́run dákun bá wa dá àlàáfíà padà síbẹ̀, má wa dá àwọn àwa náà. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اعداء الدين اجمعين وانصر اللهم عبادك الموحدون في كل مكان اللهم الف بين قلوب المسلمين واصلح ذات بينهم واهدهم سبل السلام ربنا عليك توكلنا واليك انبنا واليك المصير ربنا لا تؤاخذنا ان نسينا واخطانا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين سبحان ربك رب العزة